Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Connolly Stadium in Woburn for this afternoon's MIAA North Sectional Division I Championship Soccer game between the Flyers of Framingham High School and the Sachemets of Winchester High School. I'm Jim McKenzie from the Winchester Star, covering for TV19 in Winchester. We're going to have a thriller of a game here today in Woburn, neighboring Woburn. Beautiful place for Winchester to have to play this sectional final. Two outstanding teams have gone 3-0 each in their respective brackets in the North Sectional Division I soccer tournament. Framingham 15-3 in the regular season. Winchester 16-1 in the regular season. Winchester the 4th seed. Framingham the 8th seed. The Flyers 3 easy wins in the quarterfinals and semifinals in the first round. Winchester 3 equally easy wins to get here to this dramatic final game of the North section. Right off the bat, we have Framingham trying to make things happen in the Winchester end. A little confusion Winchester defensively. But Stephanie Robat, the junior goalie, comes out, takes over and clears the ball up to Jenna DeSimone. Both teams are pretty healthy. Neither team has any dramatic injury turns of events since the last time we met. Allison Levada, of course, the key loss for Winchester. She's able to play perhaps half a game at the right wing position, but she's hampered by a very heavy knee brace on her right knee. Other than that, the Sachemets are healthy and hungry. These two teams, of course, have a history. It was 2 years ago. Winchester, on the heels of their spectacular 24-0 season of 1990, met Framingham in the North Final right here at Connolly Stadium. The two teams went to a shootout in the first year of the new shootout formula. Framingham prevailed to stun Winchester, their only loss of the season, and to send the Sachemets home. Last year, the two did not meet. This year, they meet again in the finals of the North Sectional Division I. It's been a wild day for Winchester sports. Been flying around everywhere, covering different games. Winchester just finished up playing Watertown in football, so that Winchester moved their season record in the Middlesex League to 7-1. Here's an attempt for Framingham right off. Winchester, a little confusion early, trying to clear it out. Nicole Maloof chasing it into the corner. Right fullback for Winchester. There's a cross from Framingham, all the way across. That's blocked out of play by Julie Russo. Jillian DeGizo rather. Had an attempt for the Flyers. Coach George Wheeler's squad. Harmlessly out of bounds. Russo had to kick it out, setting up a corner kick situation for the Flyers, who stack up deep at the 18. A beautiful corner kick comes in. It's headed wide by Framingham. Rolls into the corner where sweeper Kim Bolin goes to play the defense. She's got it now, tries to kick it up the side, can't get it across. And another crossing play from the Flyers. Flyers really coming out strong here against the Sachemets. And now a bid for Winchester. Here comes Allison Lindmark, the freshman left wing for Winchester. One of the team leaders in goals with 11 in the regular season. And of course the game-winning goal in the semifinal win against Lincoln Sudbury Thursday. After a scoreless first half, it was Lindmark that broke the ice and made it 1-0 Winchester. Then it was sophomore Meredith McGowan late in the half that made it 2-0 Winchester. The youth connection for Winchester has been extremely impressive throughout the playoffs. This Jenna DeSimone, talk about impressive. Best center half back around. Chrissy Nowell, center forward, one of the best around. And Julie Russo absolutely unloads from about 25 yards. And it was right on. Nowell again, Winchester taking back the field here. Here goes Corinne Imperator, a sophomore. A great stop and cut by Imperator to the 10-yard line. Her shot gets blocked away by the left side of the Framingham defense. Up and down action as we begin here at Connolly Stadium in Woburn. A lot of times these sectional games start out with a lot of midfield play, but right now this is just up and down offense. Winchester packing the defensive end against Framingham right now, not wanting to give up the quick strike. That was Corkery blasting it up to Nowell. Nowell's kick goes high over the Framingham sweeper, who waits for the goalie to come out and pick it up. We're going to try to set the lineups as we go along here. It's a little bit difficult, given the tenacity of the play here. There hasn't been a lot of downtime already. Chrissy Nowell into the corner. Winchester's going to have a throw-in. It's Denise Lindmark throwing it through, and there's Chrissy Nowell trying to bicycle kick, but falling in the mud. Chantal LeBlanc is the goalie for Framingham. Shut out the Wakefield Lady Warriors on Thursday in a semi. Here's Lindmark making a bid. Winchester throwing him in. LeBlanc comes out and makes the play. So many people felt that Winchester's years were in the future with 3 and sometimes 4 freshmen in the starting lineup and a couple of key sophomores in the starting lineup. And look what's happening. Here they are in the North Sectional Division I and favored to win this game also. Julie Russo, top-notch junior for the HMets. Behind her is Corkery, number 14, freshman. Nice play by Bolin, the freshman, to keep that out of the zone. Russo clears it up towards Nowell. It's booted back in, and Roback comes out and handles it easily. Quick kick out by Stephanie Roback, yet another underclassman, a junior who took over the goal chores about 2/3 of the way through the season due to a myriad of factors, not the least of which were injuries to other keepers, and then Roback's outstanding game against Wakefield in Wakefield, which clinched the Middlesex League title for Winchester. Stephanie has answered the bell repeatedly this season due to some of the injuries, and she's quickly developing into maybe the best goalie on this team. Katie Hammond, the freshman. It's a nice feed through there by Allison Lindmark, number 24. We'll be getting her mixed up with Corkery all day. 2 freshmen, both Lawrence. Kim Bolin, the other freshman here, number 2. Sends it forward to Imperator, the sophomore, to DeSimone, the senior tri-captain. In the middle now, it's Nowell trying to make the play. She can't. Broken up by Framingham. Crossing midfield is Framingham, shooting down the left wing, but there's Nicole Maloof, the ever-steady right fullback. And there's Nowell sending it in the corner for Lindmark, and look at her scoot after that. Cleared out of play by number 17, Heather Wright for Framingham. Corkery up from her left back spot for the throw-in attempt. She fires it towards the middle to Nowell. Nowell turns, it's on her foot, and she lets it go. Short side, LeBlanc was equal to the task. After 5 or 6 skittish minutes for Winchester, they seem to be settling down now. Starting to make several plays in the offensive end, and here's another attempt. Imperator can't reach it, but Coach Chris Scanlon liking what he sees from the Winchester team right now. Denise Lindmark, another tri-captain, towards it, up the wing for Imperator, a nice lead pass. Imperator lets it get booted out of play by the Framingham sweeper. We'll try to catch the numbers and the names as the game goes on. DeSimone, header in towards Nowell, shields it, kicks it over her head, and there goes Imperator trying to get the head on it. Can't. It's cleared up by Kelly Galligan. DeSimone with a nice stop and trap. Again, Winchester starting to force the play. Kelly Smith volleys at one time into the zone. Good pace by Winchester here. It's going to be a dangerous play on Kelly Smith. Kelly Smith, back from her back injury, playing starting stopper today. Kim Bolin behind her at the sweeper. Lauren Corkery on the left fullback. Nicole Maloof on the right fullback. Julie Russo at the left half. Jenna DeSimone in the middle, as always. Denise Lindmark on the right. 3 of the best halfbacks around, and they all play together in Winchester. It's Allison Lindmark on the left wing. Chrissy Nowell in the middle. Corinne Imperator on the right wing. We'll see several substitutions for Winchester today. Julie Murphy will come in. Sarah Stevens will come in. Julie Stevens will come in. Elizabeth Oram appears ready to check in for the Sachemettes. Top-notch junior, outstanding defender. Katie Hood will get in and see a lot of time. Katie Umshad will be counted on heavily to spell the halfbacks, and her tremendous throw-ins will be a weapon offensively for Winchester. Julie Russo, who played all 40 minutes in the second half against Lincoln Sudbury and never tired. Coach Chris Scanlon was telling us last week what a strong player, what a finely conditioned athlete Russo is. The knock, if there's a knock on Julie Russo, is that she's not fast enough, and you watch her any second half, she always appears so much faster because she's so finely conditioned. Here comes Elizabeth Oram in for Nicole Maloof. It's going to be a corner kick for Framingham. Corkery up to take away the short passing game. Kick comes in. It's headed out by Corinne Imperator. It'll be another corner kick, identical situation. Just 10 minutes into the first half here at Connolly Stadium in Woburn. TV 19's coverage of Winchester High School varsity sports. It's been a great day for Winchester Cable with another chance right here by Framingham, headed out easily. That was Corkery. Kicked back through, but it'll be a goal kick for the Sachemettes. We had the full crew down at Knowlton Stadium earlier this afternoon to watch the Sachem football team crush Watertown 27-7 in a game that wasn't nearly that close. And we moved up the road a tad, and here we find ourselves in neighboring Woburn, which today serves as our home, and we'll take it. People still filing in from the football game. They should have run a couple of buses right up from Knowlton Stadium, as several of the Winchester's best sports fans came right up the road a piece. Great defense there by Corkery. Outstanding defense to turn the forward. The ball is kicked up to Nowell, and she's going one-on-one against Framingham's Meg Welch. Corkery with the throw-in to Nowell. Nowell's being marked one-on-one today by Meg Welch. She doesn't see a lot of that. Corkery's throw-in, looking for Chrissy Nowell. DeSimone jumps in. She's going to get called for jumping in. Jenna has a lot of calls go against her because she's taller than other athletes and more physical. A lot of times she just plain beats them to the ball, and the officials assume that she must have pushed them to get in that position. It's a frustrating thing, but it's something that will serve her well at the college level. Nice pass there by Lindmark to Julie Russo, who gets bumped off the play without a call. Chris Scanlon can't believe it. It happens to be Winchester's ball, but he's looking at the official saying, what was that? Chrissy Nowell trying to get position. She crushes through the ball, takes it away from Welch. And now she's working on Danielle DeForge, and she does, and sends it through to the middle, the unoccupied middle. Nice play by Maloof there to one-time that through. DeSimone sends it through, looking for a misplay, almost got it. Maloof again heads it down into the middle. Smith trying to contain. Ball chipped forward nicely. Up to Katie Kalaitis. Her blast in towards Robat. It's bobbled, and it's into the net. Kalaitis crossed it. It was bobbled by Robat, and Danielle DeForge stepped in and finished the play. So, just like that, 14 minutes into the game, Katie Kalidas took it outside, crossed it to the middle. DeForge finished it when Robat fumbled it. It's a cold day here at Connolly Stadium, and quickly, just 14 minutes in, the Flyers are out on top. Goals are very difficult to come by in a tournament. Winchester hopes to get that one back. Goal.
Framingham goal by Danielle DeForge, number 7.
So, Winchester looking to regroup. They've really carried the play here. They got burned by one play. They'll want to tighten up the middle just a bit. They had the middle to actually very tight on that play. It just went to the outside, and Kalidas, who is a top-notch player in the state and potential all-scholastic, made a beautiful cross. And then it was just bad luck for the Sachemets. Corkery with the throw-in. Winchester's been, I think, secretly hoping for this rematch, although most of the players really weren't around 2 years ago. Some of the seniors played on that team. So it's probably not much of a grudge match, but they always like a chance to get back. It's probably only 4 players or so between the two teams that were on both teams. Oh, big hit there. Called against Lindmark, who had the position on the play, and the fans don't like it. Winchester doesn't like it. That is a play which in tournament soccer usually goes uncalled. So 1-0 Framingham lead here. First half of action at Connolly Stadium. TV 19's coverage of Winchester High School sports, girls soccer, Division I North Sectional MIAA EMAS Tournament. Framingham jumped out on top 14 minutes in on a goal by Danielle DeForge from Katie Kalidas. Corinne Imperator trying to make something happen in the middle. She does, running through the ball. Almost got a break out there. And again, Framingham pressuring through the middle. Winchester, though, gets to it. Julie Russo kicks it towards the middle. Denise Lindmark tries to turn it. She can't, but Kelly Smith backs her up and makes the play. Another bounding ball. Bolin, nice play to get it up to Corkery, but Corkery loses it. Framingham right now seems to be taking the momentum and running with it. Both Chrissy Nowell and Heather Wright there tried to dummy the ball, and the result was nothing happened. Winchester, however, maintained possession. Chrissy Nowell now with it. She tries to stop it, but it deflects out of play. So for the first time in the tournament, Winchester finds itself trailing. It'll be interesting to see how they react. Happens to most every tournament team. In the first round, of course, it hasn't happened to Winchester this year, as in the first round they just jumped all over Waltham to a tune of 6-1. In the quarterfinals, Lowell was the victim, 5-0. And in the third round, which was played just a couple days ago, Lincoln Sudbury was crushed rather by Winchester 2-0 in another one of those games where Winchester really controlled the play, only got 2 goals to show for it, but the first half the play was 80-20 or so Winchester, and they just came up scoreless. They're sending balls all over the LS goal area. As Coach Scanlon says so often, bad luck. Here's a chance here as Chrissy Nowell takes it out about 40 yards out. Nice fake move there, and she keeps control of it and gets it through to Lindmark. Lindmark with the blast one time to the far post. What a shot by Allison Lindmark. Chrissy Nowell made it happen with a series of nifty moves around 40 or 30 yards out. And she got it through to Lindmark. Lindmark spun and ripped it left-footed. LeBlanc just got to it, got a fingertip, knocked it enough out of play. Corinne Imperator had another whack at it, and it ended up going out of play, so Framingham got the corner kick. Here's Imperator again. Outstanding, excellent athlete, sophomore. Corinne Imperator started for the girls' soccer team last year. I'm sorry, the girls' basketball team. She was a starting guard along with Russo. Certainly a tandem to watch this year, as Russo will be a junior and Imperator a sophomore. This bowler with that nice little fake play of hers. She dumped it off and Framingham picked it up, but the damage was done as far as Framingham was concerned by Boland's swift move there. Stay. Another chance for Framingham, throwing it through, and Roback comes out, handles this one with ease. The substitutions are about to begin for Winchester as Katie Emscheid, Cara Bonacera, and Meredith McGowan get set to check in on the next ball out of play on the end line. It's a holding called against Sarah Coffin on Julie Russo. In Julie Russo and Allison Lindmark, Winchester has two strong left-footed kickers, which a lot of teams don't have. A lot of people, when they play on the left side, have no choice but to still turn the ball to their right foot to make a strong goal attempt. Now on the foul called on Framingham, and Russo moves it up to about 38 yards away from the goal. And there's that left-footed cross. Winchester's all over it. DeSimone, the one-timer. One of Framingham's favorites, the offsides trap, almost cost them there. Winchester's forward line timed it perfectly, and DeSimone jumped up to forward for that one play. She caught the pass perfectly on the other side of the defense and just one-timed it. But it went wide. If it goes on, it's probably going in. Another good bid. So the Winchester substitutes come in. Here comes a run for Framingham. That's Coffin down the corner. The left-footed cross to Boland, who smoothly knocks it forward. And that's Lindmark jumping through, but can't get to it. Stevens tries to get there. Again, stopped by Framingham. Cross-out passes from Winchester are getting stopped by the Flyers. Julie Stevens has checked in for Winchester, playing left half in place of Russo, Rocky Russo, Air Rocky. She's been dubbed after her first-round tournament experience when she was jumping through the roof. One of the best games we've ever seen. There's Bonacera absolutely clearing out. Throwing her weight around in there. Bonacera just cleared out one of the defenders for Framingham, and the Winchester bench appreciates it. Scanlon looking for 3 or 4 hard minutes of play at a time when he brings in these substitutes. He's getting it right now. He'll sub liberally. A lot of media coverage here today. The Boston Globe is here. The Boston Herald has 2 writers here. This stadium is in outstanding shape considering the beating it's taken of late. It's had 4 major soccer games in the last 3 since Thursday. It also had the huge Winchester Woburn Reading football game this morning. It's taken a beating and it's held up nicely. 17 minutes remain. The first half of action. TV 19's coverage of Winchester High School sports. Varsity girls soccer are here in the MIAA North Sectional Division I Championship game. The winner will face the winner of Duxbury versus Newton North. Newton North, of course, currently ranked second in the country, was first in the country throughout the season until they tied Wellesley with a week to go in the regular season. Framingham, playing in the same league with Newton North, took 2 of their 3 losses to Newton North. Winchester, of course, their only loss was to league rival Burlington, who ended a 3-year plus St. Clement win streak in the Middlesex League. But that was on October 7th, I believe. Since then, Winchester has run off 12 wins in a row. Teams haven't been close. Melrose gave them a brief scare. It was a 3-2 game, but Winchester really controlled the second half. Other than that, it's been all St. Clements. The lights are on here at Connolly Stadium in the late afternoon. Very well lit field. Eerily similar to that night 2 years ago with Framingham, when the two teams battled for 110 minutes without a winner. Up and down, back and forth, before Framingham prevailed in the shootout. The officials letting much of the physical play go. Which is usually to the liking of Winchester. They will play a physical game, even with a small team and a young team of girls that aren't really fully developed physically. They certainly seem to be mentally developed. The skill level of these Winchester girls really amazes people. Free kick for Framingham. Rolls into the Winchester end, and Bolin out to contain. Goes hard at it. Tries to stop it and turn it, and hoping Framingham will kick it out. Nicole Maloof backs her up. Ball might have gone out of play. Nicole saved it. Now Bonacera chasing it, and she runs straight through the ball, but Framingham comes away with it and sends a cross through where Corkery clears it through the middle. It's been a 50-50 game as far as field possession. Framingham came out flying, hence the nickname, I suppose. Winchester took over the play for the next 8 or 9 minutes before Framingham came quickly down the field and scored a goal. Since then, it's been a very 50-50 game. Winchester, of course, had the excellent chance from Jenna DeSimone and another good one from Allison Lindmark around the 20-minute mark of this first half. Long throw-in by Corkery. Rattles around. Bolin all by herself, heads it high. Kelly Smith always wins them. And does again there. Nice play there. Set up for DeSimone with some room to roam. She tries to get it to Bonacera, who didn't see it coming. Turned and tried to make the play, but couldn't. And the ball goes harmlessly out of play as Corkery follows it out to make sure. Under 13 minutes here in the first half. It'll be a flyer ball. St. Clement's considered the home team based on their higher seed and better record in this case at 19-1. The seedings are always very suspect in the tournament. Winchester got a number 4 seed in the North section alone, while being ranked number 2 in Eastern Mass by the soccer coaches and number 8 nationally. So you might raise your eyebrows at that, but there were a couple of teams from weaker leagues that were unblemished records, including Lincoln Sudbury, who was 16-0 in the regular season, 18-0 overall, before Winchester beat them soundly in the semifinal. A lot of it boils down to strength of league, and the Middlesex League is considered in a very close heat with the Bay State League for most powerful soccer league in the state. Certainly in girls and at times in boys also. There's a couple of other leagues that seem to perform very well. The Northeast Conference always does very well in boys. Northeastern Conference. So coming down towards 11 minutes remaining here. Connolly Stadium, first half action. TV 19's coverage of Winchester High Sports. It's a midfield battle going on right now, and a little individual midfield battle right there as Lindmark got corked from behind. Setting up for Winchester, a Jenna DeSimone free kick. The officials call time. Officials time. They need a ball. All the balls have been kicked out of play. With all these players and fans and scouts and college coaches and everyone, nobody was able to retrieve a ball. So the official went and got it. 36 yards out, DeSimone. An indirect kick, a direct kick rather. If she boots it in, it counts. Framingham, the offside strap. Winchester, the boot from DeSimone, handled by LeBlanc. Chantal LeBlanc, only a sophomore, as Keith Jackson might attempt to say. Matter of fact, a trio of sophomore keepers for Framingham. Framingham gets the ball, and Boland's going to have time to play that. Just heads it forward, but it's kicked off the back of Stevens. Unfortunate play for the Sachemets there, and that's could end up costing them here as Framingham, with his strong offensive attack, gets a throw-in. But this Corkery to Nowell, who heels it back to herself. She gets wiped off the play, but it's Winchester keeping possession. Now Framingham knocks it in, and here's very close to a chance for Framingham. And there it is, to the far post. It hits the post. An incredible opportunity for Framingham goes by the boards as Stephanie Roback got pulled out of the goal and then has to make a sprawling save when it's all done. Katie Kalaidis again had an open net and hit the far post. Winchester, a defensive breakdown. Ball just rolled through. Kalaidis had it. Robat was out of position, or out of the goal, covering where she thought the ball would be, but it got deflected. Framingham now in the last 5 minutes has turned it up a notch, and they're starting to carry the play here. Under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Winchester has 4 starters and 2 substitutes waiting desperately to get back in the action here. They haven't had a ball go out on the end. Of course, the Sachemets were hoping for 3 or 4 minutes out of their subs. Instead, they've had them in for 10 or 11 minutes at this point. You hope conditioning doesn't become a problem because they're not used to playing the long stretches. Though a Winchester practice, as anyone will tell you, will give you more than enough time to get in shape. That was a handball missed by the near official, called by the far official. A rather blatant handball. It was unintentional, yet blatant. So Murphy. Rather, Julie Stevens threw it through, and again, the other way. A lot of whistles in this game. As much as they've let the physical play go, but there's some interesting plays. Handballs and trips and all getting called. Seemingly inconsequential. Huge boot there by the Framingham sweeper. Number 11, Melissa Vengrau, senior tri-captain. What a look on her. Right now, Framingham's just winning the balls. They're hustling or beating Winchester, maybe based on speed. Great throw in by Corkery. Winchester almost just, DeSimone crashing through, trying to make it happen, and Boland. headed it forward. Stevens ahead. Bonacera chasing it into the zone. She gives Vengrau a whack on the way past. Might say she takes after her dad, Joe Bonacera. Bruising halfback for Winchester. Back in the 60s. Went on to Bowdoin College. Set records. Rushing records at Bowdoin College. Of course, Nicole Bonacera, a junior. Also playing for Winchester. Kara has sat out most of the season, the senior. A nice dummy there by Lindmark. Stevens catches it, throws it down in the corner. It rolls out of play. Again, Winchester still can't get their starters back into the contest here. 6 minutes remain in the first half. Winchester almost just looking to just blindly kick one out at the end line, but that would be a potential scoring chance, and they wouldn't want to do that. Fumbled by Corkery. That's about the only freshman mistake she's made all season. Here's Kalidas now. Certainly a player to watch. Boland steps up, miskicks it. Stays up as Winchester doubles back defensively. It's Maloof taking over at sweeper nicely. Winchester almost caught offsides. There's Vengrau with that huge foot of hers. Ball went about 70 yards, 50 in the air, and then rolled to Robat. Again, the HMS definitely having trouble holding the field here. So Lindmark now spilled from behind by Framingham. That was Jillian DeGiso that took her down. Again, back and forth it goes, and Winchester having trouble getting something going. Hoping for a ball out of play here with under 5 minutes remaining now, and Corkery, who's had a very strong first half, steps up and boots that one forward. Again, Corkery crushing through the play, can't get to it, but neutralizes the play effectively. Another ball deep for Kalidas. That's out of play finally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Winchester players come into the game, including 4 starters. Elizabeth Oram and Katie Nowell. Chrissy Nowell returns, and Denise Lindmark returns. Julie Russo returns. Corinne Imperator, the 4th returning starter. 4 minutes remain here, and Winchester hoping to get something done. Nice shield by Katie Nowell, who has, it is another handball called against Framingham as number 30, Meg Welch, who's been marking Nowell effectively in this first half, stepped in front of Nowell, used her hands to do it. Julie Russo sends it through. No call there. Chrissy Nowell tries to get to it and can't. Winchester trailing here, 1-0. Late in the first half. On a goal by Danielle DeForge. 14 minutes into the contest. Winchester has is fortunate only to be down 1-0 at this point, as sniper Katie Kalidas hit the goal post about 5 minutes ago. So now it's Corkery with the long throw in. Russo the header. Shielded. Russo the spin move to get back towards it. Wins it back towards Corkery. Under 3 minutes remain. There goes Imperator trying to win the ball. Bumped off the play, but bumps it back. And it's knocked out of play again. It'll be Framingham ball. Getting quite chilly here in Connolly Stadium. The wind has picked up. It's a east-west wind. It doesn't seem to be affecting the play too much, as opposed to a north-south wind, which might. It's Katie Nowell through for Chrissy Nowell, who's taken down from behind. No call. Chrissy Nowell can't believe there was no call there. Her shot was drastically affected there as LeBlanc was able to step up and make the play. Basically, her shorts were almost pulled off her. The Framingham defender just grabbed her shorts and hung on for dear life and got away with it. Perhaps the official was screened. Under 2 minutes remain in the half here. Winchester with their best, or one of their best scoring chances right there, as Katie Nowell sent it forward for Chrissy Nowell. Katie Nowell's been instant offense in the last couple of weeks. Boy, didn't see much playing time this season. Look at Kim Bolin. Nice moves through the middle as Kelly Smith takes over the sweeper position momentarily. Now DeSimone, she's got room. Katie Nowell takes it off her foot. Katie Nowell still with it. Gets it back out to Julie Russo. Patrolling the left side, and Winchester will have an opportunity. Approximately 1 minute remaining in the half, and Corkery fires it long to Chrissy Nowell. Chrissy Nowell, nice moves to DeSimone, 30 yards out. DeSimone cuts left, can't regain possession. Julie Russo, though. Winchester forcing the issue here. Is Bolin back? She's got plenty of time. She'll trap it and send it off to her wing like she's done 1,000 times this season. And then Corkery does the same. Russo one-times it back to her, to Katie Nowell, to Chrissy Nowell, with room to operate. Chrissy Nowell puts a fake on. She's at the 30. Sends it through for Imperator. Time winding down. Imperator's shot harmlessly out of play as the Framingham. That is both halftime and a Framingham player down. So we've reached halftime here in Woburn. The score, Framingham Flyers 1, Woburn 0. We'll be back for second half action.
Everyone knows when you quit smoking, your health begins to improve. But did you know how quickly? Immediately, the accumulation of cancer-causing tar stops. Within the first 20 minutes, your blood pressure lowers toward normal. After just 8 hours, the carbon monoxide level in your blood drops. And before the day is up, your chance of a heart attack has actually decreased. All this in just 1 day, and we've got the perfect day. Join the American Cancer Society's Great American Smokeout, Thursday, November 18th.
And welcome back, sports fans, to Connolly Stadium in Woburn for TV19's coverage of Winchester High School varsity sports. It's the MIAA Eastern Mass North Sectional Division I Girls Varsity Soccer Championship game. What a title. I'm Jim McKenzie from the Winchester Star for TV19's coverage. As we enter what could be the final 40 minutes of this game, barring overtime, it's Framingham 1, Winchester 0. The Flyers came out flying. Winchester seemed to neutralize them, but the Flyers got a goal with 14 minutes into the first half, 26 minutes left in the half. And Winchester, despite some good scoring chances, was unable to tie this game up. In fact, was lucky to keep the game a 1-goal deficit as Framingham hit a goal post with about 10 minutes remaining in the half. So now we're on to the second half. And Winchester will be trying to break into Framingham's territory, while Framingham may sit back a bit defensively and try to really keep Winchester down. Framingham has been successful in marking Chrissy Nowell, Winchester's leading scorer. Meg Welch has done the job on her and continues to do it right there, stepping through. Winchester has had a little difficulty getting all of its midfield play working in sync. In short, Framingham has covered the field very well. The Sachemets are going to hope that their depth kicks in at some point here. They're a much deeper team than perhaps any team but Newton North in this entire tournament. The Winchester has a misplay by Winchester right there as Jillian DeGiso again stepped in and made a strong bid there against Winchester. Flyers have Winchester back on its heels a bit here as they begin the second half. But this senior tri-captain Kelly Smith stepping up to make a play to Imperator, who knocks it off Framingham. A nice hustle play by Imperator there. It's thrown down into the corner for Imperator. She catches up to it, lets it roll out of play, and it's going to be a corner kick for Winchester. A great play by Corinne Imperator. Superb play. She saw it touched by the Framingham player, and she shielded the Framingham player and let it run out of play. So one of the rare good scoring chances for Winchester will come right here. The left-footed corner kick specialist Julie Russo is in. And just over 2 minutes into the second half, Winchester should have a good chance. Timeout called by the officials. And the officials changed their mind. They give it a goal kick. The far side official said that it is not what happened, and that in fact Imperator had touched the ball last. The Winchester fans are living it. Chris Scanlon is letting the officials have it. The far side official from 60 yards across the field made the call against his near side official, who seemed to have a good view of the action. That could inspire Winchester. Chris Scanlon is still working the officials on that call. He's not happy at all. Imperator, though, for DeSimone, who's bumped off the play but gets it back. And it's booted deep into Winchester territory by Welch. That's the first time she's been... Here comes a Framingham advance right now, and Boland stops it with the 2 feet, and it's chipped high and far, and it hits the football uprights. Goes out of play. Winchester seems to be having a little bit of difficulty with Framingham's style here. One-on-one, Winchester has no problems, but Framingham's doing a couple of tricky moves where they suddenly turn and send 3 people forward, and they're winning the ball and creating scoring chances. DeSimone missed kick, but fortunately to Kelly Smith, who steps up again. Kicks it through, and now Julie Russo goes out to it, shields the ball off, looking for someone to pass to. There's nobody home. Corkery in Russo, working in the corner. Boland now sends it forward, and one time to back through by Framingham. The Winchester girls exhorting their teammates. Perhaps they see something that the girls don't as far as a weakness in this extremely strong Framingham squad. You throw out the records when these two teams meet either way. And again, with Framingham having played in Newton North's league and suffering 2 losses to the team that was then ranked first in the country, it's a tricky, it's difficult to rate them. Nicole Maloof boots it forward for Winchester, and it's thrown back in, and Kaladis is going to have an opportunity, but Robat steps up, makes the play, and kicks a nice boot by Robat well upfield. This could turn into a scoring chance for Winchester as Lindmark comes in, gets bumped off it, and at the 50, Winchester will have a free kick. It'll be Julie Russo with the attempt. Here comes Framingham with their offsides trap. In the middle and controlled by Jody Klein, the third of the 3 Framingham tri-captains. Lindmark kicks it. It deflects off Framingham and out of play off of Danielle DeForge, who scored the game's lone goal. And another strong defensive play there by Melissa Vengrau. The sweeper for Framingham, stepping all the way up there. Here comes DeSimone, rattling through, and she blocks it with her own body. Chips it through. It's dummy to Winchester. There's an opportunity for Winchester, and it's a score by the freshman. Lindmark with the score from DeSimone. A misplay in the defensive penalty area. And Winchester jumps all over it, and guess who? The freshman makes no mistake with it. Allison Lindmark. Oh, goodness. Exceptional play. Winchester stuns Framingham. Suddenly, this game's tied up. It's a whole new game. Allison Lindmark with the goal.
The goal by Allison Lindmark.
Incredible. They're going to say it's unassisted, but DeSimone made the play at midfield. 33 minutes still remain, just over 6 minutes into the second half, and Winchester ties it up. It's a new ball game, and here's Imperator jumping on it. And we wondered if maybe Winchester would get spurred on by that reversal of calls by the official a few moments ago, and they capitalized. And there's DeSimone again, who is exerting herself. She's really taken over the play in the middle. If Jenna DeSimone steps up and wins the midfield, which she's capable of doing, Winchester could win this game. Just a rapid turn of events here at Connolly Stadium in Woburn. Suddenly it's the Sachemets carrying the play. A 1-1 game early in the second half. Denise Lindmark with the throw-in towards DeSimone. Kicked forward and harmlessly out of play. It'll be a Winchester throw-in again for Nicole Maloof. Suddenly the Winchester Stadium, the stands are full of Winchester students who have come to life. The Winchester fans just screaming their support here. The whole football team seems to have arrived. There's a chance for Kelly Smith, and she blasts it through. DeSimone, a slide tackle, can't get to it. Now Bolin settles it, passes to Kelly Smith rather. Chipped through by Corkery. That's the type of play that cost Framingham the first time when they let it go through, thinking that LeBlanc was going to pick it up, and instead it was Allison Lindmark. Unbelievable. Now it's Corkery, another Winchester freshman. The long throw-in towards her classmate Lindmark, the goal scorer again, stepping up and playing a huge game in her freshman season. She scored 11 goals during the regular season. She's had 4 now in the playoffs, including the game winner against LS and the game tire here against Framingham. Numbers like that just have to make you think. You don't like to make too many comparisons, but it's got to make you think of the last freshman who contributed goals at that pace for Winchester. She's playing in Virginia right now, collegiately, for one of the top 20 teams in the country. We'll let you try to figure that one out. Lindmark, a pure goal scorer, no question about it. When given an opportunity, very rarely does she fail. And now it's Nowell working with Lindmark, and Lindmark again, and she's got Imperator, and it's back to Imperator. Pushing the play, the speedy Imperator. Now Lindmark steps up to it. Denise Lindmark, the cousin of Allison. To Imperator, tries to save it from going out. It rolls out of play, but the fans appreciate Winchester's effort. I don't know what Chris Scanlon said during the halftime huddle, but this is a different Winchester team. It's not to say that Framingham is better or worse team than Winchester, but Winchester is playing much faster right now. They're winning the free balls. They're creating opportunities. And the breaks are starting to go their way, like that one right there. A simple head ball out of play in Winchester's offensive end. And a chance as Lindmark throws it into DeSimone. Header through the middle. Lindmark towards it again. She tees it up for Kelly Smith, who boots it high. Imperator tries to get to it, can't. Again, Winchester opportunity, another throw in here. Now the wind kicks up once again, blowing into the face of the Winchester throw-in. Imperator sets it back for Maloof, her blast. It deflects off a Framingham defender, and here we go. That's the payback, perhaps, for the call earlier, which deflected off the Framingham player or the Winchester player. Nobody knows, but it was called off the Winchester player. Now this one skits off Framingham player, and Russo with the corner kick. Comes up short. Nice move by Nowell to try to get it free. She goes falling through the zone. That's going to be Bolin by herself. Wants to one-time this through and does successfully. Volleyed forward by Framingham, but Corkery, another freshman, steps up. One-times that through. Winchester just a different, more aggressive Sachem squad right here. Denise Lindmark dumping her opponent on the field. Here's Bolin. She'll need to one-time it again, and she does. Smoothly towards Imperator. She mishits it, but Lindmark comes up with it. Nice heel move by Lindmark. Finds Chrissy Nowell about 30 yards out. Imperator with it. Boy, is the intensity picked up here at Connolly Stadium in Woburn. Denise Lindmark, along with Jenna DeSimone, playing strong. Sachem soccer right now, showing the leadership abilities that they have as the senior tri-captains. Winchester absolutely dominating play, winning the field convincingly at this point. Nowell tries to send it through. Imperator and Nowell have been just missing clicking on a couple of combinations. 27 minutes remain in regulation here. Another Winchester throw-in. And Chris Scalen's going to start with his substitutions again. He's got Umshide and McGowan, Meredith McGowan and Katie Umshide waiting to check in. Maloof, nicely volleyed forward. Kicked out of play again. Maloof with a strong defensive play. She's covering Kalidas. Kalidas does have an assist. Kalidas does have an assist on the Framingham goal, but she is a top-notch striker, and Maloof is covering her. "26 minutes remain here, Connolly Stadium. TV 19's coverage of the game of the week. This is the game of the day in this case, though. This is a terrific game between Winchester and Framingham. The North Division I North Sectional Final. Winchester chance right here, volleying it through. A succession of head balls by the Sachemettes. Maloof again steps up. Another, perhaps a missed call by Winchester. By the official there. The thought begins to creep into our heads of whether or not this official is really on his game, because that ball was clearly off of Framingham, or off of Winchester rather, but given to Winchester. Now here's Umshide, the throw-in specialist, and she fires it towards the middle. McGowan knees it through for DeSimone at the 20. To McGowan, she chips it high. It's Lindmark towards it. Julie Russo towards it. LeBlanc makes a sprawling save, and Corkery throws it through. What action here in Connolly Stadium. The fans just letting the Winchester girls know how well they're playing. It is a whole different ball game here in the second half. Chantel LeBlanc just made a diving, sprawling save to stop Winchester in this 1-1 ball game. Again, Winchester winning all the free balls, the 50-50s. Kelly Smith that time driving through the play. Framingham girls scream at the officials there. So Julie Russo is going to tee it up. A free kick 30 yards away from the goal. There she comes. Again, the kick comes a little bit short. Amscheid steps to it smartly and sends it down the wing nicely from McGowan, who's got some space. Makes a couple of cuts, gets around. Terrific play there by Meredith McGowan. She too had a goal in the 2-0 Winchester victory in the semifinal. Now it's Kelly Smith booting it long. Ball almost checked up there on the goal line. Under 25 minutes remain here. We would say end-to-end action, but it is not. It's end to middle of the field and back to the end, all in Winchester's favor right now. They've got Framingham back on the heels, and they'd dearly like to capitalize on it. Yeah, as we speak, here comes Framingham. Their first foray into Winchester territory in quite some time. Just rolls harmlessly out of play. It'll be Amscheid coming back for the throw-in. It's about a 25-yard throw-in by Amscheid. McCowan, another terrific spin move. Nice back kick by Framingham. Jody Klein there, who has been marked successfully throughout the game by Smith. And now it's Kalidas, but Smith steps in before Klein can get to it. And now DeSimone, giving it a good snap of the head there. Now Malouf steps through. And there's an injury on the player as Framingham's #1 player, Katie Kalidas, falls down. She limps off on her own accord. Winchester's Chris Scanlon screams to his team to come over and chat for a minute during this timeout. About 23 minutes remain here. The only players on the field right now are LeBlanc, the goalie for Framingham, and Robat, the goalie for Winchester. Here come the rest of the players after a brief intermission there. We'll keep an eye on Katie Kalidas, see if she's incapacitated in any way. She's an absolutely essential cog in this Framingham Flyer unit. Be a throw-in for Framingham, and Malouf with the trap. Amscheid turns it, but it's deflected, stays in for Framingham. Knocked out of play. Be a Framingham throw-in. There's another deep throw-in. Chrissy Nowell, what a fantastic play by Nowell. Volleyed it to herself and then kicked it up over her own shoulder and gained about 30 yards of field position for the Sachemets. And the key here is for Winchester to keep up the pressure. They gave it 15 hard minutes of pressure, which included a goal by freshman Allison Lindmark. And now they want to keep the pressure on. So it appears Framingham may be trying to make it happen here now. It's Lindmark, DeSimone rather, on it now. Thrown forward by Russo. Russo and DeSimone clogging it up in the middle, and Corkery steps up. She knocks it forward. Framingham boots it out of bounds so that Chrissy Nowell couldn't get to it. And now a chance for Nowell. Her blast goes just wide left off the throw-in. Nowell hopped all over it. Here come Imperator and Denise Lindmark back in for Amscheid, and Meredith McGowan, who gave a spirited 5 minutes of substitution there. Chris Scanlon letting the girls know. Meredith McGowan was particularly effective on the right half position. This DeSimone getting taken down, but she just jumps right back up, gets it forward to Imperator, heads the ball forward for her own self. Again, kicked out of play. It'll be Denise Lindmark now with the throw-in as we reach the 20-minute mark in a 1-1 game. Booted out by Vengrau. That's Corkery hustling towards it. She heels it. Nice spin move by Corkery. Heels it back, gets it towards Nowell, or it was Lindmark actually, Allison Lindmark. Corkery and Lindmark are really standing out here. And of course, Kim Boland back at the sweeper as a freshman. It's been very solid. The truth be told, though, the line of Kelly Smith and Nicole Maloof and Lauren Corkery have played so well that Boland hasn't touched the ball all that often. There's Lindmark, Imperator rather, with a nice catch and trap with her chest. And Denise Lindmark throws it through. Lindmark, her cousin, jumps all over it. Came across, saw Denise Lindmark looking for the pass, so she came off her left wing position towards the middle. Was able to get to it and spun and fired one, but it just trickled in on Chantel LeBlanc. Now Julie Rousseau with some space. She steps up and sends one through. She's got another opportunity here. She blasts it and it goes out of play. It'll be a Winchester corner kick situation again. And another player is down for Framingham. Looks like maybe Vengrau, their sweeper and tri-captain. Again, Chris Scanlon calls his players over into the huddle. The Framingham player seems to have jumped up okay, flexing her knee. Just under 20 minutes remain. Actually, it was not Vengrau, it was Heather Wright, who's being carted off, quite literally. Now the Winchester players return to the field. They'll have a corner kick opportunity. And a big chance to make things happen here. Denise Lindmark will take the corner. She may be looking for DeSimone. Perhaps the tallest player on the field. Or Kelly Smith, who seems to be able to leap higher. And there's always Air Rocky. Here comes Lindmark. There's the boot, sent deep. Corkery ended up coming through, getting a strong header. But she shot it wide left. Lauren Corkery all the way up from her left fullback position. Came all the way up to the right side of the goal post, the goal area rather, and got a good strong header on it. If it was towards the net, it probably could have beat the goalie. But it went wide left. And Framingham kicks it out of play, and Winchester has another chance. Winchester's absolutely carrying the play in the second half. Imperator taken down, no call, but Nowell emerges with the ball. Again, just keeping the ball moving towards the Framingham goal. It hasn't necessarily been pretty, but Winchester is winning the field strongly in this second half. Only rarely has Framingham advanced the ball past the 50-yard line. Denise Lindmark tees it up from Maloof, who slips in the mud but still gets a good kickoff. Sends it forward. Now it's Chrissy Nowell with a spin move from DeSimone. Nowell, the strong, goes wide right. She's to the 18. She's on the 6, and she spins one out of play. DeSimone set up the first scoring chance for Winchester, or the first goal for Winchester from Lindmark, to Lindmark rather, the freshman. And she just sent the sophomore, Chrissy Nowell, in alone. But the Framingham defense kept her wide, and her shot spun out of bounds. As Imperator Remember now, she played about 4 games this season, or about 8 games this season with varsity. Nice play by Lindmark to cross it in. LeBlanc had a little difficulty with it, slipping and sliding, but made the play. Imperator did not even make the varsity team to begin the season. Look at Kelly Smith. We talked about how well she jumps. Chrissy now an opportunity and spins it towards the goal. Kelly Smith leaped, completely outjumped the Framingham defender there, or offender in the case. Now a push called against Winchester. One of the very few fouls called against the Sachemets in this half. First half, there were several more called against Winchester, which is usually related to being out of position slightly. You have to hold, you have to grab a little to make up. Now here's Kalidas, who seems just fine, thank you. She had gone out briefly with a knee ailment. She makes a nice move on Maloof. And she continues towards the goal. She's still got it. She crosses it. But it was Julie Russo stepping in to block it out. It was DeSimone clearing it out. And it's a Winchester opportunity right here as DeSimone sets it, gets it forward for Imperator. Katie Kalidas made a series of nice moves. Imperator sacrificing for the team, takes one flush off the skull. It'll deflect out of play. Not many people sitting down here at Connolly Stadium. Chrissy Nowell with it now. Well back from her center forward position, sends it out wide to Chrissy Nowell. That was Lindmark, actually, who had made the move to set it towards Nowell. And now it's Imperator with a one-timer. Imperator just stepped through the ball and drove it on LeBlanc. Framingham is holding on for dear life at this point. Nice play there by Klein, the senior tri-captain. Now it's turned back for Framingham. Maloof gets to it, knocks it off Framingham and out of play. Well defended by Maloof. And now the similar play by Danielle DeForge, who knocks it off of Denise Lindmark and out of play in Framingham's favor. Maloof slows Kalidas, gets a foot on it, kicks it out of play, then blocks it with her knee. Kalidas gets it, chips it high around the 15, the 25 yards out. That was Sarah Coffin sending it into the corner for Framingham, and it rolls out of play. Substitution now for Winchester is McGowan after that strong look in the first half, is going to have a chance at center forward in place of Chrissy Nowell now. She gave him some strong minutes at right half back in the first half, and Chris Scanlon's rewarding Meredith McGowan with a shot at center forward while she gives Chrissy Nowell a little bit of a break. Kelly Smith strides through the ball. There goes Julie Russo. She's one-on-one. She sends it through for McGowan. McGowan just can't reach it. Just barely lost control of the ball. McGowan, 30 seconds into her shift, nearly notched the go-ahead goal for the Sachemets there. Now Maloof has a little bit of problem. It bounces off her head to Kalidas, who's so fast on the left wing. Kalidas steaming towards, sends it across. It's going to be a goal. Kalidas made it happen with her work down the left wing. It might have been DeForge with the goal again. We can't tell right now. Robat made the diving stop of the cross. But it was knocked in. 13 minutes remain here at Connolly Stadium, and Framingham has jumped on top again in a half that the Sachemets have absolutely dominated.
Framingham goal by Jody Klein.
It was senior Jody Klein with the goal. .13:21 remaining. Klein from Katie Kalidas. And now it's the Framingham fans who are up on their feet. Turns of events have characterized this game without a doubt. Winchester had appeared to be carrying the play. They were carrying the play without a doubt. Here's Imperator, though, right back for HMS. She sends it on LeBlanc. It skips in on LeBlanc. Winchester trailing once again, 2-1 now. DeSimone chips it high and deep. LeBlanc leaps, makes the play away from Imperator. Now the clock watching begins. Imperator now on the right wing in place of Levada, who has been unable to play this entire game, unfortunately, for Sachem Mets. Imperator tried to stop the ball and keep it in play for Winchester. Chris Scanlon had a talk with Jenna DeSimone after that goal, pulled her out for a few minutes, and she's heading back in. Now with 11.5 minutes remaining, Winchester will have to battle back once again, trailing 2-1 in the North Sectional Final, Division I Girls Soccer Tournament. The Framingham players are starting to feel good over there on the sideline. The Winchester players are looking for a little more effort here, a little more luck. Elizabeth Oram sends it forward. Booted out by Framingham to Bolin. She settles it, sees the field, gets it to DeSimone, who gets spun off the play by Sarah Coffin. Now it's Oram stepping through the ball. She can't get it. Coffin knocked out by DeSimone. And here comes Framingham again. Sent across. Bolin steps up, knocks it forward. Chrissy Nowell gets it around the 50, sends it towards Imperator. Imperator is going to be one-on-one with Vengrau, and she was, but it got deflected out of play by Vengrau. Nice play, but a sweeper. Stepping up. Now Imperator again. Tees it back up for Denise Lindmark, who sends it across. DeSimone trying to get to it. She can't. And that's Jillian DeGizo working the ball. Now it's Julie Russo with it. Kalidas has come out of the game for Framingham. Their obvious scoring threat, who has set up both of their goals in this 2-1 ball game. She had left the game momentarily before she set up that second goal with a knee ailment of some type, and she came in, appeared to be at full strength, but she's back on the sidelines. Julie Russo now gets it from Bolin back to Corkery to Imperator across the field at the 35-yard line. Rolls out of play. It's Winchester ball. Fired long by Corkery. Under 9 minutes remaining. Julie Russo with it. She cuts hard. She sends it for DeSimone, and Framingham won the ball. It was a nice setup by Russo, but Winchester was unable to capitalize on it. Bolin steps through it. Winchester's, that's McGowan with it. She goes wide left and blows past Vengro. She kicks it forward, tries to get it off of Vengro, and does. It's going to be a Winchester corner kick. Great hustle play by McGowan. Vengro, again, lack of communication, felt that that was off of Winchester, but it was deemed to be off of Framingham. And with just under 8 minutes remaining, it's gonna be Denise Lindmark with the corner kick, and Winchester needs a good one, and they get a good one. That's lofted towards the middle. Corkery on it, and she blasts it wide. It deflects off a couple of bodies. But no luck for Winchester. Goes out, it'll be a goal kick as we hit 7.5 minutes remaining. TV 19's coverage of Winchester High School sports action. This is the MIAA Eastern Mass Division I North Sectional Championship Soccer game. Winchester and Framingham. It was a shootout loss for Winchester 2 years ago. Currently, it's a 2-1 deficit for the Sachemettes against the Flyers. Kelly Smith sends it through. And Nowell is knocked off the play, and the Framingham fans don't like it. It's going to be Julie Russo is going to set this one up for Winchester. Her chip is short. Framingham clears it up. This is going to be a one-on-one for Framingham. Corkery gets back into the play. Sends it through to Kalatis, though. Kalatis now, who can make things happen. A bull in the sweeper is up to challenger. She steps through but finds Jody Klein. Klein chips it through. Kalatis called offsides. Looked like she just stopped running. It's because she did. Fortunate break for the Sachemettes there as Framingham made a bid to put this one away. Already with a 1 goal, a 2-goal lead in the last 6 minutes would be nearly insurmountable. Orm's throwing up the wing to Lindmark, but Klein beats her to it, but it goes out of play as we near the 5-minute mark. That one is kicked out of play. It's a battle for field position, which Framingham is winning right now. DeSimone with the header, throws it through. Orem knocks it forward. DeForge on it. And Winchester sets it now for Lindmark. And there's Kelly Smith to Imperator. She can't contain it. Knocked forward again by Framingham. That's all they really need to do at this point is knock it forward. Orem successful in turning it. Sends it up the wing, but it's deflected out of play by Framingham. Nice setup there for DeSimone from Imperator. And a missed call again by the officials. They clearly missed that one also. Now Kalatis with a chance. Bolin forced to kick it out of play. And you really got to wonder. Nearing 4 minutes remaining in this contest at Connolly Stadium in Woburn. Winchester, the effective home field advantage. A lot of fans here for the Sachemettes, not that many for Framingham. Winchester needs a little bit of luck at this point. There comes Kalatis again in the corner, always a threat. She does, she sends it across. And it's kicked wide by Klein. Jess, nice save there by Stephanie Robat. nearing 3 minutes, and Framingham will take their time setting this corner kick up. They're in no rush as we hit the 3-minute mark. That's sent across, and Winchester wants to win that and kick it forward. It's Imperator to it. And it's sent in deep. Whoosh. Good opportunity there by Kelly Galligan, who just blasted it forward for Framingham. Now it's Russo to Nowell. Nowell's been stymied in this game, looking to get on the scoreboard. DeSimone blocking the ball with her legs. Nearing the 2-minute mark, at which point the clock will be shut off. We don't know if there's injury time. Framingham packing the defensive end. Winchester looking for an opening, anything, to try to get that golden scoring opportunity. The throw-in comes. Imperator had a chance. Now it's Orem with the blast from deep out. Liz Orem, a chance to be a hero. What a blast. Just wide. LeBlanc somehow got to it. Just outstretched her arms and tipped it out of play. It was labeled for the top corner. Nonetheless, it's a Winchester corner with 2 minutes remaining. Oh, that almost went in. Lindmark almost put it in off the corner, but again, it was LeBlanc equal to the task. Long kick out by LeBlanc. Framingham settles it, holds it. Boland kicks it forward. DeForge to it. Kelly Smith for Winchester. She's got Imperator. Knocks it down the sideline. Imperator saves it. A nice play by Imperator. Towards the middle for Russo. Russo sees DeSimone calling for the ball at the 40 yards out. Her one-timer goes through. It's Corkery stepping up from defense. And it'll be a goal kick. Can't be much more than a minute remaining. Maloof coming in for Winchester. For Orem, who just missed tying this one up with 2 minutes remaining. Time is ticking, though, against Winchester right now. The officials seem not to notice the stall tactics by Framingham. We hate to sound like we're rooting for either team here, but some obvious things happening on the field right now. That goes out of play, and that might hurt Winchester badly as the field position will switch right here. Again, Framingham relaxed, taking their time, sending it forward. Boland needs a big kick here. Kalidas and Klein, who've done the damage for Framingham, into Forge, who scored the first goal, sends it long and wide. Winchester has time for one chance up the field, and maybe not even at this point. Trailing 2-1, it doesn't look good. Just seconds remain now. Boland tries to kick it forward. Now it's a direct kick for Winchester. We don't know the time, but it can't be more than 15 or 20 seconds. Time is being kept on the sideline by the official. And that should just about do it for Framingham. This official walking towards the play. About to let the other official know that this one is out of time. 10 seconds remain. And that's going to do it. Framingham's about to erupt here. The St. Jeanette season's going to come to a close. And that'll do it. As Framingham upsets Winchester here at Connolly Stadium in Woburn. The Winchester High St. Jeanettes came in with a higher seed, gave it their best, got a goal by a freshman, got outstanding play by their defense. But we're unlucky as Chantel LeBlanc and Framingham made 2 or 3 critical saves to keep Winchester out of it. So the season ends at 19-2 for Winchester. Unfortunately, most times the season does end with a loss, and this is yet another example that St. Clements badly, dearly wanted to win this game and perhaps meet Newton North. Chris Scanlon consoling his team right now as they won't get that chance this year. An extremely young Winchester team will return in 1994 to defend another Middlesex League championship. But for now, from Woburn Stadium, or from Connolly Stadium in Woburn, I'm Jim McKenzie of the Winchester Star for TV 19's coverage of Winchester High School varsity sports. Final score, Framingham 2, Winchester 1. Framingham wins the Division I North Sectional State Soccer Tournament. Good night.